No, I'll just.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Changes are coming to the Cowboys defense. What will it mean and for whom? The Trevon Diggs saga rolls on, and it's a Tote That Thing
Tote that
Tuesday.
thing.
Let's start this thing. Meow. Welcome in, everybody. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and we appreciate you guys rolling with us. Even when the Cowboys aren't playing well, we are still here to have ourselves a time to talk Cowboys football and all those things that surround this organization. How about it? What's up, everybody? Thanks for being here. Good to see y'all. My name is Jeff. Next to former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Weird thing to do. Like a WWE character. Because you picture somebody wearing Lord Willin, like in big old letters, to not be so big and strong. I don't know why I picture it that way, but that's like a good character for wrestling, you know? You walk out, and it's just like, who's going to win this match? And you're talking about how God's got you and like how you going to beat him. You know, it's not even just me. It's him. You want your mic, though? Okay. Next to Jesse. Greatest beat writer in the
I mean, you threw glazing Jesse so you could introduce me or what? What we doing here?
Mr. Clarence Hill.
You threw worshiping Jesse so you can.
Mr. Clarence Hill.
Paige Buckers. You threw worshiping Jesse. Hey, Jackie, how you doing?
Don't do
Ali
that.
told me to tell you what's up.
You go, Dirty
Since
Mackin'
you back.
again.
I'm not. I'm related for Ali.
Dirty Mackin' again.
What's up, Jeremy? We're just going to say what's up to one person in the chat.
What's up, Austin?
What's up, Dro? Good to see y'all. What's up, MD Rowe? Good to see y'all. I'm dedicating my performance on today's show.
What's up, 5X Wit?
Oh, Jay Rich said he's writing rhymes. You a rapper? I stopped writing rhymes.
Dedicating my performance on today's show to Caitlyn Jenner and Julia Roberts.
Let's go, Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And
good.
Frank Ocean.
Pretty woman, baby. Pretty woman.
And Joaquin Phoenix.
Ocean's 11,
Pretty
And
woman.
7, 8,
Pretty woman.
9.
And Brad Paisley.
When did you fall in love with Julia Roberts?
That's who I'm dedicating my performance on today's
Ocean's
show
11.
Pretty woman.
Ocean. What was the first Ocean?
11.
11?
Yeah, it was Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and there might have been another one after that.
You don't
like the
remember
Lady
Pretty
Ocean.
Woman with Richard Gere?
Yeah, but
There was 13, and then there was the all-female Ocean's
I knew
8,
there was a
I
woman
believe.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, what was it? What number?
sure
was
they're
it?
gonna
just
do
gonna
another
ignore
one, too.
Pretty Woman though.
8 was the all-female cast.
Oh, they went backward because
Yes.
it's how many people are in the crew.
I believe that is the
Ocean's
case, yep.
8.
I just gonna ignore Pretty Woman, like
I
her and
didn't.
Richard Gere, like that.
That's the one
That's
where
the first
she had
time.
the
That's
little-
when you fell in love with Julia Roberts.
Next time you watch Ocean's 11, take note of Brad Pitt having a snack during every scene that he's in. It's amazing. It's
I like
amazing.
Ocean 11. That's one of the great movies. Bernie Mac stole the show.
Don Cheadle stole the show.
Both of them, they were good.
Why I'm picking those two with you. I thought Brad Pitt and George Clooney were great.
They were.
Big changes coming to the Cowboys defense. What's it going to be? What's it going to mean? What's changing? I hear tell that it's going to be changing.
You know,
No, I don't. That's why I asked.
I try to ask questions everybody don't have, right? And so after the press conference, Shotty's talking about major changes. We're going to make changes in the lineup. And so I've been talking to Clowney at his locker. You know, old man got to talk to each other, you know, because remember last week when Flacco went viral because he eats by himself?
Dude, that was amazing.
You know.
That was an amazing quote. And I was like, yes.
I understand that. And Chase was, you know, I would never eat by myself.
Ask him in
So I'm
15
yeah,
years.
he's
I
just
would
young.
never-
He's just young.
And so I just like,
Young.
Clowney was like, you know, it was Friday, and we're in the locker room, and everybody leaving the locker room and said, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't got nobody to go home to. My family's in Carolina. I'm just going to be sitting in the apartment by myself. And I said, what's it like just being by yourself? Man, I've done it. He's been on 7 different teams, and it's different, because everybody already got their little cliques. They've been in mini camp and training camp, and he comes in, the young guys going home to their families, and he basically going on by himself. And he said, I'm just going to the cold tub, get my body taken care of, and I'm just going to be hanging out. But it's a different deal when you go to a team and you didn't really bond with guys at camp like that. But he talked about knocking the dust off his
Rust.
body.
Yeah.
His body.
Yeah.
His body.
Yes.
Okay? Stop it. His body.
But you said he was by himself.
They were just talking to the show. Why do we always have to go to the gutter? We're just trying to knocking the dust off his body. He actually had his best game against Washington last week, and he was frustrated that he continues to get limited time. And he said, I've never not started before, and I think I can help his team. And he had, again, clearly nobody played great against the Broncos, but he was one of the highest graded Cowboys. And I asked Schotty yesterday, can we see more snaps for Clowney? And he said, yeah. He said, Clowney's back. Dust is off. Clowney's back.
Yeah.
And so
I think the word that most would use is rust for that.
dust, rust,
Yeah.
all of that.
Must, crust, lust.
Ramp him up. We're gonna ramp him up some more. They've been ramping him up.
Yeah.
He's like I can't really get in the rhythm, getting pulled out every other play, on this rotation thing. And so I don't know if he's gonna be starting. He says he's never not started, but certainly we will see more snaps for Clowney among the changes. And again, Schottenheimer was at wit's end yesterday, finally. After the vibes and brotherhood is gone. It's time for accountability and change.
Oh, they ain't jumping all around and doing all that silly stuff before practice no more?
He was serious as a heart attack.
That ain't the vibe no more. Before practice,
The
everybody
vibes
do
is gone. It's about
the Soul Train
accountability.
line?
Listen. Because, that's 2 weeks ago was about solutions and changes, right? And now we're back to where we were. They changed the scheme and, they're playing more man. The problems still remain. They still can't stop the run. They still can't, defend the pass. And certainly you have excuses for the guys in the secondary because there were so many young guys and different guys. You got a lot of safeties out, so you don't have Diggs. Of course, they were bad when all those guys were in there. But the guys up front.
Yeah. I think Clowney deserves to play more snaps. And this is gonna be weird. But it better be weird. Right. Fuel up before I go get this take off.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody gonna get mad at me for this one. I think Clowney's playing decent football. I think Donovan Ezeraku is getting better by the week.
Yeah.
He is probably the one positive that is starting to shine on that defense.
I think that's why I said it's going to be weird, because I think shine is a word you're not allowed to use for anyone.
I got you.
No matter what.
Yep.
Because they are atrocious.
True.
But like his individual performance, you're like, okay, all right, I see something here. And I think Fowler is playing much better than he was playing 2 months ago and better than he was playing a month ago.
And according to Pro Football Focus, those 3 guys, Fowler, Ezeraku, and Clowney, were the highest graded Cowboys in the game. Again, tallest short guy when you play like you played, but those are guys you mentioned, and those were the highest 3 graded defenders.
Well, in this case, that means I can tell Pro Football Focus, you graded those 3 okay this week.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because they don't give me the blessing. I'll tell them, okay, you got a passing grade on how you graded this week. But like, you still can't look at that position group and be like, man, what a really good position group. But I do think it's the one on this team now that you don't watch them and go, my God. But so I think that would make sense to let Clowney get a little bit more run. Ezeraku and Fowler are both kind of your undersized guys, so they're still like, you're not concerned about, they need to be out there every down. But that position group, you got a little something. There's no point in saying that. Ezeraku might have a bunch of sacks. If
what?
I'm just going to leave it at
what?
I'm just going to leave it at if.
What? You had a guy that's taking
I'm
up
going to leave it at if. I'm going to leave it at if. And, Kenny Clark and Osa might be better players. If. I'm just going to leave it at if.
And Kenny's been trending towards that. He's
been trending towards they're going to look at how much he makes in the offseason and cut him.
Like Kenny. I know that he was the savior coming out of that trade, and he was supposed to be the one that stopped the run, and he was, what a great value and a great deal that we got for Kenny.
Well, I mean, that's just it. It was always a bad trade. You don't trade a pass rusher, one of the best pass rushers in the league, for a run stopper in a passing league.
You don't win trades when you trade the better player.
And then you just don't. And that's on top of the better player.
Right.
But the position is not equal.
Yeah.
And importance is not equal of what you're asking them to do. And, some people got mad at me because I'm like, Jerry keeps trying to act like Kenny Clark is Adamacon Suh and Reggie White, and he's not. He never was that. But he's a solid player. But yeah, and now as we continue to play, he's getting lost in the muck with the rest of his defense. He was awful on Sunday. Let's be honest about that.
He's starting to pick up the habits of those around him. Like, he's starting to do things that are fundamentally unsound from the position.
Yeah, he was on one play. He was on the ground. I mean, what is he doing on the ground in the backfield? The play's going that way.
Well, he was so on that play.
You know the play I'm talking about?
On that play, he was expecting, he was lined up and expecting when I fire off the ball, it's either going to be him or him. Right. Whichever one is here is going to get popped. And there was no one to pop. He's like, oh, God. KG's here to save the day, though.
What we gonna
KG
do?
in the Super Chat.
We're
This
gonna do
makes
for
me disappointed.
We're going to do for 49.
Let's get a song up in here.
Yes.
Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in club pop.
I don't know if the Lord
really wants you to be twerking like that.
Lord willing, I got these good hips.
Wants you to be front twerking.
Lord willing.
It's interesting because someone asked me the other day is that they don't play your song anymore. I said it because they play the damn Jesse song.
Yeah, it's tough.
And ain't nobody giving us no money no more.
Yeah, that's that. Other stuff on the Cowboys' defensive changes. I saw that Jara said some stuff, which most of the sentences are just words that don't lead to a thought. But one of them was, and I do think partially because it's true and partially because he can't say the other part of the defense it's not doing real well. But he said that linebacker play is the biggest thing on this defense.
Wow, shocking. Big if true.
Which means that 2 months after we knew.
They needed sample sizes.
And told people.
They needed more sample sizes.
How about 4.5 years for one player?
They needed more.
I do wonder, is it possible that the one untouchable on this defense so far, a certain linebacker who plays every snap, and look, I'm going to tell you one time and one time only. Because I don't like that. I feel like I'm always targeting one player, but there's a reason for it. The reason that a player gets targeted for criticism is because when other guys struggle, they're like, let's try something else. Try something else. Try something else. Diggs, you're down this week. Elam, you're down. We're going to flip out these defensive tackles. If Sanborn, you're struggling, we're going to take a little look at Maris, a little look at the rookie. And I know it took him getting hurt to be totally out. Wanye, go in for Donovan. Like, they do all this stuff. But when you fit in with all those guys who they're trying to find something else and they never try something else, that's why Kenneth Murray ends up being kind of the target of my criticism.
Whipping boy.
Too often. I would probably not use those words when I'm talking about Kenneth Murray, but you can. Does that open the door that we might actually see him not play every snap? The fact that the owner is finally the one talking about how that position group is the problem?
Well, I think that you got somebody on the come. And Shotty acknowledged that where changes are coming and there will be more changes after the bye. What's coming after the bye?
Overshown, hopefully. Revel, maybe.
But Overshown plays the position that Kenny was brought into play. And so if you're going to move on for him, it may not be this week, it may be next week. And so that's, because Shotty made a point to realize that we're going to do some changes. Maybe some personnel changes, the scheme changes, but more will come after the bye or during the bye week.
It's tough they don't have a middle linebacker on the entire roster.
They're going to go back to Sanborn. They're going to go back to Sanborn.
Maybe it'll be Sanborn and Overshown?
They're gonna go back to Sanborn, and then you'll move Kenneth over a little bit, and then when he comes back from the bye, it'll be overshown with Sanborn.
Okay. All right. And then if we could just get something back, like that, those pieces could all be a little bit better at their job if we could just get something back. A little something.
Call him back and say, psych.
Jerry's changed the rules in the NFL before. What if he went to the owner meeting and he was like, look, have y'all ever done anything you regret? And they're all like, yeah. And he's like, what do you think about a veto per half decade? Every half decade, one move you've made, you can be like, nah. And you can flip that thing back.
Has it been 90 days yet? Like a 90 days.
Yeah, he
90-day return. The 90-day return.
You know, he actually failed the physical.
Yeah.
And I know we're gonna get to trades later. Just real quickly, when you talk about changes, he was asked, could changes be somebody off the street as well as a trade? And obviously Jared's gonna be denied. Everything's on the table, but might Eric Kendricks be something they look at during the bye?
I mean, Eric Kendricks isn't even playing football right now, and neither is Stephon Gilmore. And I do think they're better than the guys we're playing.
I don't want any. I don't want any.
I get it.
What
if the young people can't play?
Right. I mean, Clowney's old. He's better than the young guys that got playing in front of him.
I don't want him.
He's better than Nealon.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, the Trevon Diggs saga rolls on, and we have some new people weighing in. It's next.
It is 5K season, people, here in the DFW, and there's no better way to join the fun than at your official Texas Rangers 5K presented by Medical City Healthcare. The 5K is November 9th at Globe Life Field. You don't want to wait anymore. November 2nd is the last day that you can register. They close registration. This race you won't find anywhere else but the course that offers scenic views of Arlington Entertainment District, and it ends with unforgettable directly at Globe Life Home Field. The fun doesn't end there. All participants are invited to a Texas-sized post-rally party in the outfield featuring yard games, live DJ appearances from Rangers captains, and much more. So head on over to globelifefield.com/Rangers 5K to secure your spot today. That's that's globelifefield.com/Rangers 5K.
All right, shout out to our friends at Factor as well. As soon as this show is over, I get to get home because mine is on the porch. If you live in my neighborhood, that does not mean to go take my food. I'm just telling you that my Factor is at the door, and the beauty of it is you can personalize the meals that you want on your front porch. You know what's there for me?
What'd you get?
I said keto. Surprise me. Give me the meats.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Meat.
Like, yeah, that's what I like.
That's what you like.
Yes,
In
it
your
is.
mouth.
Steak,
The meats.
chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if shrimp counts as keto because does seafood count as keto?
I thought it was.
Because I don't want fish, but I do like shrimp. Anyway, Factor, more variety, more meals right there on your doorstep. For the first time, they've got Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. They got you hooked up. Eat smart. Factormeals.com/DLLS50 off. Use that code DLLS50 off. You get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. The offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Today we salute Jory Epstein. I like to salute people who take advantage of the people that they know will talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So Jory clearly had built a relationship with Micah Parsons at some point. And like what I did not need in my life was what Micah Parsons thinks about the Cowboys versus Trevon Diggs right now. I don't need it, but if it's out there,
you'll take it.
How do you not talk about it when he says, and I quote, this is Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs is on injured reserve for apparently a multitude of reasons.
Right.
Okay. Micah says, honestly, I feel they bleeped my dog over. You know what I mean? He's coming off a catastrophic knee injury, and I just didn't think they did right by him. He didn't participate all camp, and he's going out there playing week 1 and 2. I just don't think you do that to a player like that. And the type of knee injury he had, they forced him out there. He has no reps, really. He's telling me he was in warm-up phase during week 1. Even with the ramp-up, I feel like you just don't do that. So Micah would like to weigh in on the Trevon stuff. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't have the official of what happened in real life, but I've been hinted toward it. And stay tuned on the Trevon stuff. Might be entertaining.
They forced him. Like,
I'm on team player almost all the time.
No,
I'm on team Cowboys against Trevon Diggs.
We're all about mental, right?
What's that?
Mentally, he was forced. Mentally, he felt. How about this? Mentally, he felt he had to play.
I remember him telling us, I'm back and ready faster than they thought I'd be. Look at what I did.
I thought
I'm a beast.
So I remember
that.
That's why I'm saying it's a mental thing, because he had to try to get back because he didn't work out here. So I had to prove to them I'm healthy and ready to go. So mentally, even though he have, I need to show that I'm going to be on the field and ready to go. He was cleared, obviously, health-wise to play, but was he ready? I don't know. But yeah, I feel some inherent pressures that I need to be on the field. Yeah, and he wanted to be on the field because those same inherent pressures is why they took $500,000 out of his salary, because I didn't train here.
So this is where I get a little bit thrown off, because you have enough ish about you to say where you're going to go, train, and do what you need to do outside of what they requested that you do. And you said, the hell with that. I know what's best for me.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And you took those steps and took all the criticism and the not reaching bonuses that came along with that. And then now you decide that when you get to the point of actually playing, that you don't have enough gumption in you to go, no, I'm not ready yet. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm ready yet. Give me another 2 weeks. Give me another whatever it is.
That's why I always think that playing football is a mind. Yeah.
Nobody can force you out to do anything.
No, nobody can force you out to do anything.
Well, you could if you're stronger than me.
But this whole mindset,
That's assault.
But the whole mind thing of I got to do everything for the team. That's why you see people. We're all for one. It's 53 guys, not one guy. You always have to go with the bunch. You always have to go and try mentally. I need to try to do what's best for the team, even though it might not be best for me.
But you've
Players
already
do that all the time.
He's already had decided in offseason that I was going to do what was best for me by going to the facility in Miami to train and rehab there.
But
that was about you.
It was also about the team.
No, that's about you. The team wanted you to be here.
No, the difference between the team and the front office. See, you know this. Okay, that's the difference between the team and the front office. If I feel I just saw my brother come back in 6 weeks or whatever.
You don't work as hard as your brother.
Okay, that's not the point. Those are two different things. But to say that me feeling this is the best way for me to get healthy is not doing right by the team, that's wrong. If I feel that's the best way for me to get healthy, I'm still trying to get healthy to help the team.
So why not keep
doing
that
what
same
the front office
energy?
wants to do is two different things than me getting healthy and getting myself on the field to get back faster for the team. That's still different than the front office saying you need to be here because you're contractually obligated to work out with Britt. That's two different conversations.
But this energy is the same, right? If you're feeling like you're not ready, you're not ready. You went to a place to get better, to get on the field. If you feel as though you're not ready, why would you let them or the team pressure you onto the field?
Huh?
Again, why do players do a lot of things that they shouldn't do? Why do players get shot up in stuff that's bad for their bodies and bad for them to play? Okay? Because that's what football does to you. And you know this.
Then you can't.
That's what people do all the time.
Right.
They're against common
100%.
sense. Okay?
I've done it.
That they do to get
I've
on the
done
field
it.
and do things. And it's a mind game. But you know it's a mind game.
But you can't go back and blame someone else for the decision that you made.
I'm not saying he blamed. That's Micah saying that. He just interpreted what he's saying. He said, I may not have been at my... He wasn't... In fact, sir, he wasn't a ramp-up phase. And you know that. He did not participate in any practices. Those are facts. He did not participate in any practice in training camp, off-season, preseason, whatever else. He played in week one. Was he at his optimal best? And that's one thing going back to the spring, I say, when guys come back from injury, they're not going to be at their prime best when they start out.
And I
that
agree
goes
with
without
you.
saying.
I've always
So
agreed
that's
with
all
you on
he's saying
that.
is I wasn't at my prime best. That doesn't mean he wasn't healthy to be on the field, but that's common sense.
So then why is Micah speaking for him and saying they done him wrong?
They always speak for each other. I'm not saying that's right either.
So
I'm not saying that's right.
he wasn't done wrong.
I don't think he was done wrong. I mean, it's football. No. He wasn't done
Yeah,
wrong. I don't agree that he was done wrong.
But that's what Mike is saying. In this
well,
moment, Mike is saying that's
Mike is-
effed up how they did my boy.
That's
he
because
gonna-
Mike is doing the Jerry
Because he's
stuff.
going to cut for his boy. Just like Jerry keeps saying, James Houston just as good as Micah. And
Now-
Kenny Clark is people say whatever they want to say,
But-
but we know the truth.
We do know the truth, but you think Micah and Diggs, as close as they aren't having those conversations? You think Micah just pulled that out of thin air about that? You don't think at some
He talks
point
to
in time,
Diggs every day.
Every day. So I'm sure that when he says that comes from a place where Diggs is saying, man, they F me over, they this and this and that. I'm even hearing about even over the last couple of weeks that Diggs ain't even showing up to do his rehab correctly.
Let's have a conversation. Do you think
Y'all been having.
the Cowboys would not be, or it's above them to be petty about Diggs?
No.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. We all know that this whole cat and mouse game goes both ways. Okay, they play games with the injury reserve, the roster list to make points.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and dude was playing 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden he can't play. We're making a point here. This is all part of them also making a point because he's not on injury reserve because of concussion. Okay.
Okay. So
this is all about him being placed on injury reserve. If he doesn't have the concussion, knee and all, because there's no way knee and all he's playing against Washington, right? Even with this new injury, right?
Then there's an NFLPA violation that's happening.
Well, you just wait until we find out what happened. But what happened to Diggs, and we won't be on Team Diggs, I don't think.
You know what I'm saying?
Question. And like, again, I've tried to talk to people, and it's curious that no one would talk about it. Yeah, no one would talk about it. There's funny business going on both sides. There's definitely funny business.
But because
it's petty funny business on both sides.
But what I'm saying is as quiet as Diggs has been, and maybe that's a part of the plan, right? But you're talking about now taking me from the active roster and putting me on IR, right? One, I can't go out there and perform. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
So if the talks are about you getting rid of me in the offseason, let me go out here and get film. If my knee is not actually bothering me.
I don't know if you want that film right now.
He don't want the film.
I think you'd rather live off of what you did.
My boy Nick Harris from Star Telegram said that there were reports that Diggs came in with a scar on his head. I ain't see I saw him, ain't no scar. I haven't seen a scar, from the quote unquote concussion. And I talked to a couple of people, from the Cowboys, front office, they wouldn't confirm that they saw a scar. And I'm not talking about that, but we'll see. Because was it a concussion?
Because now, but also let me just finish this thought. When I go from active roster to IR, my money changes.
Not for him. Maybe for somebody else. Not for him. Not this year.
You get.
Yeah, he's getting his salary.
He's getting all his money. No, his money's good.
No. But when you get hurt, there is a different pay scale to when you're hurt than when you're active.
It depends on your contract. His contract is guaranteed for injury through this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So his money's guaranteed.
I'll tell you on my little bitty personal YouTube page this morning, I was told when anybody says it, when anybody tells you what happened with Diggs, 1, you might find it really entertaining, and 2, I was told you will do a whole show on it. And so we'll see what that means. And I was also told that the Cowboys are doing him a favor right now, and that he could be on NFI, the non-football injury list, and out for the year. But that they are doing him a solid right now. And so we'll see. But
maybe that's why he's keeping quiet.
But that's Cowboys football.
And you put him on injury reserve, he doesn't technically have to talk in the locker room.
And I do think that the biggest thing, well, I think the Cowboys dislike him a lot for lots of different reasons. But when they are talking now, and Diggs can talk for himself if he wants to, but what they're saying now is like, look, he's got a lot of stuff that's not good right now. And the main one is not the knee that he just fixed. It's the other knee. To me, that just means, in my mind, Diggs is 0 for 2 on rehabbing injuries. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys are right in what they think about his work ethic, whatever you want to call it. I think he's 0 for 2 on rehabs. And I think if he goes out there and puts tape out there, it ain't going to help.
And I've even, like I said earlier, I've heard that even the rehab process now, like coming in, getting weekly treatment and stuff, that he's been
He's still not doing it.
absolutely terrible on that.
And I don't disagree with anything, but you don't think Diggs was like this at Alabama? You don't think Diggs was like this for the draft? You don't think Diggs was like this first 3 years in the league? You don't think this is his personality? You know, I remember Micah talking about he's kind of loosey-goosey.
No,
His whole personality.
I think people
when he was-
change. I think people change.
when he was led the league in interceptions, this is Diggs' personality. Diggs' personality. Diggs' work ethic is Diggs' work ethic. You know, when everybody was celebrating him and his son in 2021 or 2022, it was all good. You know, I've seen so many players with this organization go from sugar to not sugar.
Micah got that man a lot of money.
I've seen people. It happened, and it's happening with Diggs.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, it is a Tuesday, which means it's time to tote that thing.
Tote that thing.
Something that you saw from him this week that you want to see him carry him into next week, hit me in the chat. I dare you. It is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Sign up for that supporters club, baby. There's a little something coming. If you are in that supporters club, there's a little something that's coming for you. You get some exclusive content. You see Jackie's there in it. Dro Nose is in it. Jeremy's in it right there. In the chat. Austin, MD Rowe. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate you if you are in the supporters club. You stand out in the chat when that happens because you get the nice little badge next to your name. And so we'll probably be more likely to see what you have to say, and we appreciate that from you. Also, when you become a member of the supporters club, you do get access to an occasional piece of exclusive content that the general public is not going to get to see because you're part of the supporters club, and it's nice. And you get access to exclusive emojis. You get your emojis. People do like emojis. See the star there from Dan? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you get exclusive emojis. And that's nice. So sign up to be a part of the supporters club, or else, which of course is not a threat. We just want you to do it. That's why I said or, not as a prompt to you. Also, subscribe to the newsletter, alldlls.com/newsletter. And that will get you everything that you need to know about your DFW teams in your inbox every morning. Okay? And to Nate Brown in the chat, I just got to tell you, he said y'all ain't heard nothing, just spreading the Joneses BS narrative. T-Steel, you're next. I am anti the Joneses. I am as anti the Joneses as anyone who has a microphone in DFW. Jerry Jones is the biggest problem with this team. Nothing comes close to Jerry Jones being the problem with this team. I am pro player over team front office pretty much 100 times out of 100. Trevon Diggs is a little different. But sign up for the newsletter. You want to make sure that you have absolutely everything you need to know about your DFW sports teams right to your inbox, alldls.com/newsletter. Let's knock out these super chats on the DLLS Cowboys podcast before we get into Tote That Thang. Miximus jumped in there a couple of different times. Do you think the chemistry between GP and Dak has surpassed the chemistry between CD and Dak? Seems to be more successful when going to GP. No.
Let's have that conversation.
It's not a conversation to have. And
We talked about
I'm not
before.
having it.
Answer's no.
I'm not having the conversation. The answer is no.
Answer's
The
no.
answer is no. No.
Somebody tweeted me that this morning.
Absolutely
Like,
no.
Did you notice that
Hell
it's a
no.
easier?
Absolutely no. The answer is there's not a conversation to have.
What I want you to do is tell the people why.
Because
Surtain
one
was
dude
on-
has.
Tell the people why Surtain was on Pickens. Tell them why. Tell them why.
The first person I'm aware that did this was Bill Belichick, but it's
Yeah.
become very common to have a traveling corner travel with the number 2, and then that way you're doubling the number 1.
And that's what the Cowboys did. Actually, the Cowboys did that back in the day with Jerry Rice. They put Dion on
Right.
on the other guy
Right.
and doubled Rice.
Right. And so you say, I think that my guy in single coverage can handle that guy, and now we can devote our safety help, our robber, all of this. Like when Dak still tried to go to CD on the goal line, they were able to devote a linebacker buzzing underneath that slant, which made it a tight window with good coverage, while George Pickens, and at that point he had the backup over there
Had the
by
backup.
himself. And Dak should have gone to Pickens on that play.
Right.
But that shows you who Dak wants to go to. Look be damned.
Right.
He was like, I'm going to get it to 88. He should have gone to 3.
Because he was asked, and he said, we think we had a mismatch with CD
Right.
and what's his name?
Riley Moss.
Riley Moss.
But they had help
And he
there.
brought up, we had a mismatch there too. I said, but it's barbecue chicken over here.
Yeah, Pickens had
I
more
said,
room
it's
to work
barbecue
with.
chicken
and
over here.
no help.
And he still went and kept going to CD. And listen, CD got a couple of flags, but you might have had a couple of touchdowns on the other side.
KG's in the Super Chat. And the biggest point is Boy, you want both of them.
Yeah.
That's great. If you really think there's a conversation to be had about if you have a guy as good or better than CeeDee Lamb at receiver, boy, howdy, you have good receivers.
Right.
Keep them, please. KG's in the super chat. Old Pop going to bust a hip trying to front twerk in Vegas. Just kidding, Clarence. The show wouldn't be the same without you. That's accurate.
I'm a front
It
twerk in
wouldn't
Vegas.
be the same.
You're dirty macking right now. You're doing the Jerry. You're doing the Jerry.
I didn't say a word.
But you smile.
I didn't say a
you
word.
Had that, you had that.
I
You know,
didn't
you
say
don't.
a word.
Boy, y'all be dirty
I
macking.
would enjoy my job so much less if you were not part of this show. I think you're awesome. Carrie's in the super chat. Carrie Matthews. I want them to tote this defense into next week. All right, there's a guy on Team Tank.
Yeah.
Just trying to lose games. All right. All right, the challenge is on. Who wants the rock? I want you to know that I view one of you as my CD and one as my Pickens. I won't tell you which one.
Damn.
Who's got single coverage?
I'm wide open. I'm leaving. You're even. You're leaving. You're leaving.
I didn't care who was on
I
here.
was leaving.
He was open too.
Yeah.
Everybody's a mismatch on Jesse.
I did the mailbox. I did the mailbox.
I saw safety help up top. They had you on the back end.
Because you gave it to me first, and it's Jesse Holly.
Tote that thing.
Hey, I forgot.
I forgot the damn segment.
God damn. Since you gave it to me first, I'm 100% going to steal what you said a segment ago because it's not really much to tote that thing. But
Okay.
Donovan Ezeraku.
There we go.
Donovan Ezeraku. When you talk about rookie progression, all right, like you want to continue to see that growth throughout the year. Right now, Donovan Ezeraku is rated one of the highest defensive rookies, not just on the Cowboys, entire National Football League.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in his play through 8 weeks. And so while he's not getting to the quarterback, you see him inching closer and closer. You're starting to see those pass moves come about. You're starting to see him a lot more active. And so, you hope that the Cowboys somehow, some way can help, bring some things around that would make life easier for a pass rusher like Donovan Ezeraku. But football life isn't dead right now for Donovan Ezeraku. He has shown that the progression is working. He's getting there, and it's clicking. And it takes some time. Sometimes you get into this league and you realize, damn, they are bigger. They are stronger. They are faster. And what I used to do in the ACC, it ain't working in the NFL. And so you kind of have to work through those things. And now you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to rework the plan. And he's always had really good pass moves, right? You don't get 16 sacks in a season in a Power 5 conference, and all of a sudden now you get to this league and you become the opposite of sugar, like you said.
Salt.
From sugar to salt?
And that's word,
I don't know,
but not the word I was looking for. So Donovan Ezeraku continue that progression, brother. And when Overshown comes back and when this team gets a new defensive coordinator next year and you're in year 2, I think Donovan Ezeraku, we got something with him. He's one of the guys that I feel like we got something with.
You see that there?
Yeah.
You had a linebacker doubling you. That's why you didn't get open and make a play there. Right back here. I hope that wasn't on the sideline. That little bobble might
have cost you a first down right there. It might cost you
one hand.
One hand. This other hand didn't touch it, baby.
Okay.
Clarence Hill.
One hand.
Tote that thing.
Oh.
Oh.
That was for Donovan Ezeraku because he's a member of the Bros. He's a good bro. So, yeah, he's on the come for sure. I'm just going to stick with what we were talking about earlier. Johnny said nobody played well. That's a lie. Pickens played well. When Pickens got a chance to get the ball, Pickens played well. He caught the ball. He was one of the team's leading receivers. They didn't give him enough opportunities. Keep forcing the ball to your best players. Yes, throw the ball to CD. But when you got Pickens with barbecue chicken, get the ball to Pickens.
I feel like an agenda's forming with you.
Get the agenda.
I feel like an agenda.
Get the ball to Pickens.
Like an agenda.
I don't
feel
care
like an
if
agenda
Javonte Turpin is open. Pickens got a backup cornerback on him. I don't care. Throw the ball to Pickens. He's going to catch the ball. There were opportunities there. You saw him make the tough catch on the sideline, over the middle of the field on third down. He played Pickens football. So to say that nobody played well, that's not true. He just didn't get enough chances.
Matter of fact, if CeeDee Lamb exists,
he caught that one hand on the sideline.
By the way, that's how you want to handball. You just catch it clean. You want to catch that clean.
I'm a keep a Wonka.
Keep a sharp eye
And a sharp eye.
Yeah.
You building an agenda over there.
I'm building no agenda, man.
I hear
like
it.
good players.
I hear it. I hear it.
I hype up good players.
I hear it. You know I'm on Team CD.
I'm on Team CD.
And I think you're trying to build an agenda against them.
Oh, come
Are you building
on.
it?
Love the Sooner,
CD.
man.
Me and you, buddy.
I got you, man. That's
Team
You know how
88,
good
baby.
you are.
Team 88, baby. Let's go.
88 Club T-shirt.
You got the 88
You
Club.
sign up to be a
And I got the
diehard.
Lord.
But if they had a 3 Club T-shirt, I might get that too. I just had to figure out who the other 3s were. Is that what Cookie was?
Cookie was
Cookie
three.
was
Cookie
3.
3?
Yeah.
I don't need it. Maybe I don't need a 3 Club T-shirt.
I'm gonna wear my CD and Pickens shirt
I
tomorrow.
was a 19 guy, too.
Miles Austin.
Not Miles Austin, Keyshawn, and
Ryan Flournoy.
Oh, Flanoy. You're a big Flanoy guy.
I said I was a 19 guy, too. Miles Austin, Keyshawn, and Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
How y'all just gonna forget Coop like this?
Because when the Joneses told me he was a bad person and we had to trade him away, then I had to believe them, because that's what we as Cowboy supporters
you
do.
know Coop could play. Coop would turn this thing around. We're talking about trades.
Bad teammate.
The team was 3-4 before they traded for Cooper, and he turned Dak's career around. He turned his team around.
Bad
They became a
teammate.
playoff team. That's why you go make a trade.
Onion 7747. Pop's right. Jesse, you got a CD agenda. Here's the difference.
CD don't need an agenda.
He got a Dak agenda too.
Here's the difference.
CD's an all.
I've admitted it. I've come out clean and said what I expect and want from CD Lamb this particular year. So my agenda, I don't hide. I don't hide from my agendas.
Right.
I-
Say it, Clarence.
I slap it on the table.
Say it.
Okay, I let it all hang out. I don't hide it. I'm an equal opportunist agenda maker.
Who?
Who's the best?
Who?
Who's the
Opportunist.
best receiver on this team, Clarence?
CD is the best receiver on his team.
All right.
There's no
All right.
question, but
Never
no one's
mind.
disputing
My fault.
that.
Yeah.
Get the ball to Pickens. He got barbecue chicken. Tote that thing, Joe.
Currently, the ball.
All right.
Here.
Jeff Kavanaugh, tote that thing.
Okay, so nobody was good enough. The real world and his surroundings finally caught up to Dak Prescott. We began pressing. That's not good. I am going to tote that thing based on when I was watching the game this morning. All 22, of course. So I was trying to watch the offensive line first. And the first 2 passing plays of the game, I went, oh, I don't know if I realized that in real time. My tote that thing is Clayton Adams and Shoddy. I really like what they're doing with this offense. And I'll walk you through the first 2 plays. I didn't want to beat John down with this. But the very first passing play of the game, they had 2 tight ends on the field. Do you know who wasn't one of them? Berg. Berg wasn't on the field. First passing play of the game. Like 13 whatever minutes left in the first quarter. And Ferg's not on the field. And Brevin Spanford goes from one side to the other, and they snap the ball while he's on the run. And they do this a lot. And when they do this, what are they doing? It's a run play.
Run play. Jalen Tober usually comes up in it.
Brevin Spanford is going to nail the edge guy. Somebody's going to block down. They're going to create a hole, and they're going to run. And they also view Schoonmaker as their second blocking tight end, even though he can't block. Whatever. But it's the look that you know what they do from this. But they didn't. It was play action, and Spanford, instead of blocking, shot straight to the flats, 9-yard gain, even though he almost didn't catch it. That's probably why he doesn't get a lot of targets.
Yep.
And then he got it, and he went and got 9 yards. So they went into a personnel and a motion that screams, we're running the ball, and they weren't. Second pass play of the game was awesome. I like stuff that I don't see very often. So they're doing play action again. This is the big CD play that gets them down to the 1 yard line.
Dak takes a shot.
Dak got destroyed delivering that ball. But the fun part was they know who they're worried about, and it's Nick Benito rushing from Dak's left.
Right.
And so what they do is they have Spanford chip him and then move on with his day. And Dak runs the play action, but he runs the play action, and his drop is from one hash to the other.
Right.
Not like he's running curled.
Right.
That's the direction he dropped. So they're moving their entire pocket away from this guy to buy him time to get the ball to CD going across the field. And I just think that some of the things they do, I think Clayton Adams is a beast.
And one you're missing on that play. And what happened to Benito?
Yes.
He got
So
hog-tied.
That's
He
the
got-
other part. So the other part, yes.
You can't leave
This is the
that
best
part
part.
out.
This is the
You
best part.
can't leave that
And I
part
was
out.
so mad that I didn't tweet it when I watched it this morning. And 45 minutes later, Baldy tweeted out the play.
Yes.
Because Tyler Smith
Yes.
goes from here, and as they're moving the pocket like this, he goes back like this, and then he spins out the wrong way
Yes.
to go catch Benito, who's coming for Dak, and he dirts him.
Yes.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was that
And then
spin, that
somebody
reverse
else,
spin.
and then a couple other people failed, and Dak got smoked while he delivered
Your
the
left
ball.
tackle failed.
Right.
But
Your left tackle failed.
interesting.
And the guard.
Your
So there
left-
was two of them hitting, but yeah, the guard failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
The
my
right guard.
tote that thing is I really like what they're doing offensively, and I think that they make it really tough to get a beat on what they're doing because they do things that look like the things you're used to them doing, and then it's something different, and I like it. I like it. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we got some of the other things that Jerry said and some of the trade talk going on around your Dallas Cowboys next. DLLS Cowboys. It's not to be a diehard, why don't you? When you do that, good things happen to you. You become blessed. You become blessed by the diehard gods.
Lord, our Lord.
Hey, hit the like button. We don't have 100, and we can't do that. If we do, like the big dog is in town.
Big boss is
the
in
biggest
town.
of boss is in town, and
We're
if
at
that
the
thing
hoop.
ain't at 100, and he walks in here,
Yeah,
well, that is my butt.
somebody's getting.
You know, call me the Cowboys beat lead. You know who gets in trouble if something ain't right? This guy. And some of you might want that. Don't unhit the like. Don't unhit the like button just because you hate me. John's raising our own producer's raising his hand. Hit the like button. But sign up to be a diehard. When you do that, you get to pick a free T-shirt from the merch store. I got one on. Woo, woo. 88 Club. Got that on. Woo, woo, woo. Clarence has one on as well. But yeah, there's some of the new releases for the football club thing. And then the Dallas collection right there. You got some of those. And there's a whole bunch of different options. I love some of our Stars shirts. We got a lot of great options for you. And you get one of those for free when you sign up to be a diehard. And you get access to our diehard only level content. You get discounts on merch and events. You get into our Discord. And our Discord's a good time. It's a real good time. That's what you get when you sign up to be a diehard. Ad-free experience on the website as well. So go ahead and do that, or else, which of course is not a threat. Also want you to sign up for the newsletter. alldlls.com/newsletter. Our friend Ali Jawad writes that bad boy, and he needs you to justify his job.
Subscribe.
You know? Yeah, subscribe. That's what I meant. Not justify his job.
Yeah,
I meant subscribe so that he doesn't get fired. These are the things you got to do. You just have to look out for
A lot of
people's-
jobs on the line for you guys, man. You guys have you hold the power of job
Y'all don't
financial
want-
freedom.
Y'all don't want some jobbers in here doing this show? It's the DLS Cowboys podcast. Let's get through the super chats here. Appreciate you guys doing the Lord's work and hitting that like button for us. Might be safe for another day. KG's in the super chat. Who do you think the Cowboys will trade for? And what do you think? Have heard about Kayvon Thibodeau and Williams, the Jets defensive tackle?
I know Williams, that people are calling him Williams.
And they're saying, the internet is saying, that maybe a second-round pick is about the cost for Quinnen Williams. And if that's the case, I do.
And,
I do.
And there you go. Then Jerry's admitting
You
two
know when I
mistakes.
do it? Do it now. Trade for Q. What?
I mean, you're admitting two mistakes. You just paid Osa.
Okay.
And then you trade for
This is
to trade for a.
This is my Jerry rant number 71. If you're terrible, if you are terrible, and there's someone who's available to make your team better, and not just make your team better, but in the case of Quinnen Williams, make your team better for this year, the next year, and the next year. You know what that coincides with? The Dak and CD window, hopefully the George Pickens window. I do not want to hear what you did before. Well, we already did this, and you're awful. I don't care. The sunk cost fallacy runs amok in this organization, and I have had it up to here. Get good players. If they are affordable, if they fit what you need, and you actually have any sort of plan or goal in mind, do the stuff that makes you better. If the rumorooskies are true and Quinnen Williams could be had for a second-round pick yesterday.
And he's already gotten paid.
Yesterday, yeah, and he'd be here for this year, the next year, and the next year. That's how long his contract runs
And that's
for.
one thing that Jerry talked about. If they make a trade, which I was saying, it's not just about this year. It's not just about fixing this year's team, because he said what's going to help us improve from Denver is going to come from within if we do it. If we make a trade, it's going to be about the future as well as what you can do this year.
That's what I care about. I care about the future.
Yeah.
We could tank this one up, you know? We could tank this one up if we want
We're
to.
not there yet.
We are if Kyler puts it on us. Kyler Murray puts it on us, you bet I'm going to buy a Halloween costume. I'm going to be dressed as a tank next day.
I thought you were going to dress as Kyler Murray. You're going to get a small.
You're going to see me on a Tuesday. Yeah, I wear a tiny tank. Yeah, I'll do a tiny tank.
Just small.
Will
Yeah.
you do the Mike Vick pit bull picture?
I don't know what's that mean. What'd he do? I'll do it with a tank. Dro knows in the super chat. Matt Patricia is DC, formerly failed head coach with a chip that has experience teaching schemes and concept. Also, he's seen college prospects up close. Okay, you guys ready for another rant?
He's successful at Ohio State because he has the best players.
Yep, here's my next rant.
He has the best players. He's not a great DC.
You think that this scheme is confusing for these Cowboy players? Wait till you get Matt Patricia in here.
Sunk cost fallacy is a big problem with this team. Another, maybe the biggest problem with this team is when your team owner / general manager is not interested in having the best coaches. My God, what could make you more unqualified? He's not interested. The DC they hired this offseason, that wasn't a hot DC name. The last place he'd been, they would tell you he couldn't coach a lick of defense. But he had a relationship with our guy. And so he's your defensive coordinator.
He did the same thing at head coach, too.
Of
He
all
didn't
the-
try
right.
to get the best head coach either.
And I like, so far, I like what I see schematically, offensively. And so, like, I don't have anything to tear Shoddy up about right now. I think he's screwed. But yes, that's what they do. They hire the dudes they know and the dudes that are their friends. And if you think that is the way to win a Super Bowl, when there's 31 other teams trying to hire the best people, you're a psycho. So this organization will have to overcome the laziness and the comfortability and the ego of Jera. And that's tough. I'm not saying it's impossible.
No,
I'm saying it's tough.
It was interesting.
Better be.
They were talking about defense yesterday, and Shotty was talking about the eye candy, and how that confuses the linebackers, the shifts in motion.
Eye candy tore up Shamar James this week.
I've been here a long time. That's been a problem with this defense and this scheme under Marinelli. You go back to the games against the Rams and all those other teams they played, and the eye candy. Going back to last year when Kubiak, the eye candy. This team has always struggled with eye candy. The difference is this year, the Cowboys are doing a little eye candy of their own, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
So they see it in practice, right?
It's nice, isn't it?
But they see it in practice, right?
Well, I don't think they're stopping the Cowboys offense in practice.
But my point is, you're seeing it, unlike years in the past when you weren't seeing it. So you at least get to practice against it now, right? You got to practice against the training camp, and you still cannot deal with the eye candy.
No, and I think a big part of it is one of your starters currently is a 5th-round rookie linebacker, and the other one has a 4.5-year history. And the reason that his prior team was like, you're really going to give us a draft pick for a guy that we just don't want to pay this salary? Thank God. This is amazing. That's been his career. Kenneth Murray's career is he doesn't want to take on blocks and any sort of like processing speed, not great. That's been his entire career. So I think a big part of it is just it's your players.
Well, he looks good getting out the bus, though.
He looks great getting out.
Oh, my God.
Who was the last good linebacker for the Cowboys? I think Van Der Esch had moments when he was healthy. Sean was
Sean
probably
Lee
the
was the last
good
plus linebacker.
Yeah.
Consistently.
They just ain't got the players. We
And
gotta go
see,
find players.
what the Cowboys have lacked, especially from that position, is someone, because I find it very hard to believe that these dudes are doing the necessary study. This group prior to, because when you talk about the eye candy, being confused by the eye candy, that's lack of preparation. And I'm not per se in the meeting rooms with these guys. I was in the meeting room, in the locker room. Nobody studied more than nobody. Like Sean Lee
Nobody.
devoted hours upon hours. I saw a clip about a week or two ago. There was a clip where he's on the sideline think they're playing the Colts. And I forget who the linebackers coach was at that time. I forget who it was. But the linebacker was like, hey, we got to do this. And Sean Lee goes, no, that's wrong.
I remember that.
And he's like breaking it down. And I'm like, they don't have that.
He was telling him after a play why it didn't work. He's like, well, if we do this, he's like, then that guy's wide open. That doesn't work.
Yeah,
that
he's like, listen, that's not. They're gonna do this, and they line up like this way. And like Sean was so, like I used, and I've told this story before. You know, Bruce Carter was on this football team. Another failed second round pick. Another guy who got off the bus, got off the bus first, looked amazing. And Bruce had everything that you needed. He was the prototypical size of the linebacker. He looked the part. He was fast. He was physical.
North Carolina.
From North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
North Carolina.
Wasn't going the right direction. I used to tell Bruce, I said, Bruce, whatever Sean Lee does, you should do. Like wherever he goes,
follow that man.
Follow until he walks out of the door, you should be attached to his hip. Because while he doesn't have the athletic ability that you have, he has every bit of knowledge that you need. And I just believe that there aren't a level, because I watch too much football to watch good linebackers and see them play and not be confused at this level from eye candy. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch too much of him. I'm like, oh, this guy, he knows, he's calling things out. We don't do that. Part of the reason we don't communicate is because you don't know. That's why you don't communicate. If you knew the answer, you tell everybody. Think about you when you were a kid in school. Teacher goes, all right, class, what's 2 + 2? You knew the answer.
2 of what and who has it?
You know what I'm saying? You were ready to blurt out the answer. They don't communicate because they don't know. That's why. They don't know what the hell to communicate. It ain't because they're mute. They aren't mute. They like, damn, is it that? You're unsure of yourself. When you're unsure of yourself, you won't communicate. You won't open your mouth to talk, to let everyone else know, hey, I have the answer. Here's what, hey, watch, I got the answer. I saw this on film. We saw the kid from...
Maybe they was in the class where they didn't change the classroom.
Nah, maybe, but we saw the kid. I saw the kid number 49 for the Broncos. He saw a formation. Yeah. He saw it happen, and homeboy just stood right there and said, come on. Yeah, Jake, you come on
and
out
then he watched Dak run for a first down.
Yeah, but he just said, all right, but come on.
I know what to play.
He said, I know the play, but
run for a first down.
Here you come.
Jeff, you know them kids that was in classes didn't change classrooms?
That what?
They didn't change classrooms.
What do you mean?
Don't offend.
The ADHD kids?
Not the ADHD kids.
I got a good grade in government because my buddy Jason was diagnosed at that point and I wasn't. So they gave him easier tests. Like when you had to match 12 things, they broke his into 3 groups of 4. So I would take his easier one, I would answer it, he would look at mine, he would get the answer. It was a team effort.
Okay.
And you knew, Mr. Terry, you knew the whole time.
Y'all communicate.
Yeah, we communicated.
You know, but that's part of the problem. These guys, the scheme can't be that damn hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. Y'all just go in and play the game. Y'all just show up for practice. Practice is over. Y'all do the required hour that you have to do on your little tablet that's timed. But y'all not putting in overtime. Y'all not really learning the scheme.
K. Lots in the super chat. Shooty deserves blame for the Bears and Broncos game. Are we a physical running team or a pass-centric team? Is Shooty okay with Dak 5K and 50 passing touchdowns with CD and Pickens making first-team All-Pro?
Yes.
I think he's okay with that.
I told y'all in August.
And I think the weeks that you can hammer it at 6 yards a carry, I bet he's okay with calling run plays. There's been a little inconsistency with how well that they run the football, and I am looking forward to getting Cooper Beebe.
When they run well, it's because it was set up by the pass. Let's be honest about it. They're running the light boxes.
They are better running into a light box.
Yeah, let's not overrate what Williams is doing. I mean, Williams is doing great, and he's doing much better than expected, but he's taking advantage of a lot of light boxes.
Kerry Matthews is in the super chat and wants to know, can we trade Clark for Parsons? I don't think we can. I think they're probably pleased with the player they received. And the Cowboys are looking forward to a couple of first-round picks.
Is their run defense fixed?
And seeing who's that? The Cowboys?
Yeah.
I believe so. Jerry said that it is.
And he said they're deep in pass rush. They got the most pass rushers.
That just
most pass rushers.
That just mean player. That just mean numbers.
I know it means numbers.
So he's saying they're carrying more active edge guys than usual.
That just mean numbers. He just mean we got 8 of them.
Well, with Jerry
at one time.
Yeah.
Jerry be talking.
Jerry be talking.
Jerry B.
Women be shopping.
Jerry B. talking. And sometimes he says words, but not usually, or I guess thoughts. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We will see you tomorrow because we have a Monday game coming up. We'll be Monday through Friday all week this week with you. Remember, you have no idea what anybody is going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.